On this channel, we've looked at many extreme cheapskates. However, I think this is the first pregnant cheapskate, and I don't want to know where this video is going to go.
My mother's a cheapskate, and her mother were a cheapskate, so I'm 3 generations of cheapskate.
And why don't you just like end the generational trauma? It's not a trend, it's trauma. So was her mum and granny a cheapskate whenever they were pregnant with her? Maybe that's why she's like this.
My family's been dumpster diving for generations. It's basically in my DNA at this point.
And why would you put it into the DNA of your child? Yet again, I'm fine with, cheapskates, got nothing wrong with it. However, I think whenever she's pregnant, I'm gonna assume she's probably gonna get food and like medicine out of the dumpsters. That is illegal.
My name's Angel Durr, and I am literally the biggest cheapskate in Texas.
And your daughter is probably gonna get a literal disease. I mean, you have to be careful whenever you're pregnant. Like, if you get ill, that could literally like take out your child. Being ill whenever you're pregnant is a real thing.
Some people see dumpster diving as like a sport. I don't see it that way. I just see it as something I have to do in order to get what I want.
Yeah, but you do realize like some people literally survive in that. Like, that's how they survive. And I can guarantee you she's probably got money. I bet you she lives in like a $5 million mansion. A lot of times these people do, like, they've actually got money, but they live like they don't.
For the price that I'm willing to pay, which is nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not paying the price, except for the fact that the only price you're going to pay is that your baby's going to come out with 15 different freaking legs.
But I found that if you come late in the evening, that's when cops tend to want to come around. So I try to do it in the middle of the day when people are working and stuff like that.
Okay, so cops literally hang around there to make sure people don't go for the trash. I mean, what happens if it's like a homeless person? Like, I kind of feel bad because like they're literally looking for something to eat or survive on. But she probably isn't homeless and she's pregnant, so I can completely understand why they don't want her to do that.
One of the main things that I look for when I go dumpster diving now are medications, especially prenatal vitamins.
I'm sorry, what? You're taking medication, you're gonna eat stuff that's out of a dumpster. Hello, you're literally pregnant, so you're carrying a child inside you. Maybe whenever the grandma started doing it, because remember, it's been going on for a few generations, she probably accidentally took like a sketchy pill, and now it's literally made the kids and grandkids crazy.
I research all medications before I take them, and I've been doing this a very long time. Don't try this at home.
I mean, don't try it at all. Don't try it at home. Don't try it in the dumpster. Don't try it full stop. You can't talk about how you're doing research for medication, because if medication is in a bin, like, that means that it's been thrown out for a specific reason, usually because they don't use it or like it's gone off. How are you literally gonna take that? Like, that's gonna harm your baby.
By foraging through dumpsters behind pharmacies and hospitals, 25-year-old Angel Durr has managed to save more than $350 on vitamins and medications over the course of her 8-month pregnancy.
So she wants to save a few couple $100s on medication. I mean, in America, medication should be free. Most of it's free in the UK. But I don't understand. It's like she spent thousands on them tattoos and piercings unless she done it herself. I mean, I don't know. Something about her looks a bit off. She's only 25. It's that darn medication she's taking.
I'm kind of just poking around to see if I can hear anything rattling, because generally that's a dead giveaway of pills.
And usually them pills are probably like pills that people have taken to get high on. Imagine she tries to take like a pill to help her and she accidentally takes like a bloody Xanax or like a heroin pill.
I think expiration dates in general are kind of, a lot of times they put expiration dates on things way earlier than they need to just to sell more products.
No, they usually do that because that's when it goes off. They have to by law, like they physically have to. There's best before dates and then off dates. Best before, it's like, yeah, it's probably best if you eat it before this date. You can eat it afterwards, like a few days after. I do that all the time if I've got like something left over. However, whenever it's got an expiry date and it goes over it, you probably don't want to eat it because there's a reason it's starting to expire.
Bingo.
No, not bingo. It's not bingo. It's more like get your bloody head to the hospital.
Angel is always excited to find like medicine in the dumpster.
Okay, so that's a husband. I wonder how he feels. How does he feel knowing his literal like girlfriend is putting their baby at risk? Yet again, she'll not spend money on the medication or food, but she'll spend the money on the tattoos and piercings.
They're so hard to find and they're so expensive.
I mean, I feel bad that it's really expensive, but you know, that is just the way America is. Like, you have to pay for stuff like that. I'm just thankful we've got the NHS and most stuff is like kind of cheap. There is some stuff that's expensive, but the majority of it, you know, it's not too expensive. However, I don't agree with her going for a dumpster. Like, why would you do that?
I cannot believe that Angel dumpster dives for meds.
I mean, if you're gonna dumpster dive, you might as well do it for like clothes, not food, because that's like too far. However, medication, like that's a no-go. It wouldn't surprise me if she takes a heroin needle and pops it in her arm for a bit of energy.
No, that's not even safe. That's way too extreme for me.
I mean, sweetheart, you're the one who literally literally taught her, Lynette, you and your mum are the reason she is that way. They're all extreme cheapskates. It's a snowball effect. Imagine what the woman's baby's gonna be like whenever it's born. It's not gonna be brought up in a home. It's gonna be brought up in a cage outside.
We recently bought a house, primarily because of the fact that we were about to have a child.
Oh, so you only bought the house for the child. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if she literally sleeps in a mattress out in someone's back garden. So she's got money to purchase a house, yet she's going through dumpsters for medication.
We got this house because it was an ex-frat house. It was in horrible condition.
I mean, it'll probably be fine for her. She's literally used to sleeping in the street. Frat boy houses, that's like an American thing. I swear it's like where all like the hot boys like go and like party and do drugs and like trash the place. I'm telling you right now, that house definitely smells of like thickness. Do you ever walk into like a shop or someone's house and like the smell of the thick air just hits you? I know for a fact that house smells like that.
And it had a funky odor, to say the least. I mean, it was a party house.
So it's went from a party house to now a cracked den, so it's went even worse.
Angel and Orlando have both renovated and furnished the 3,400 square foot home without spending a single penny.
So basically she's stolen a load of stuff or like nicked it. I mean, if you look right there, that does not have a cupboard door. That looks completely done. I don't know what's meant to be there. And you notice how there's two crosses right there. Nothing about this house is holy. How can you sit there and talk about God and Jesus and be a Christian whenever you literally take pills out of the dumpster which could harm your child?
People that come to our house, we make a point to say, hey, that came out of a dumpster. And then usually people are kind of taken aback, but at the same time, they're kind of like, oh, wow.
Yeah, because your house actually kind of looks good. Like, it does look furnished. It does look a bit in scruff set, but keep in mind it went from a frat house to a cracked den, so obviously it's not going to be perfect. I don't know, it's just like, oh, I don't like it. Like, I'd be scared of like sitting down in something like it would be like damp or like moldy.
For me, dumpster diving, I'm not in the minor leagues. I'm in the big leagues. We've been doing this in my family for 60 plus years.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the issue. Like, your granny started this snowball effect. The granny was a cheapskate, then the mom, now her, and now her daughter or child or whatever gender it's going to be, if it even survives. I mean, for all we know, she might not even be pregnant. She could be having a tumor in her belly right now.
So we know what we're doing. We've been passing it down from generation.
I actually kind of feel really bad for her because she literally was brought up in a cheapskate family, so like that's what she's used to. She's never really experienced like luxury or like, you know, a day where like you don't have to save money. And yeah, again, she probably doesn't have to save money. A lot of times these people have money, they just choose not to spend it in ridiculous ways.
My mother did it, I did it. She was a child of depression. Everything has a purpose.
Did she just say she was a child of depression? I mean, if I was in that household, I'd be depressed.
Angel seems to love it. She enjoys it. It's like a rush for her.
I mean, of course she's gonna love it. It's the only thing she's ever known. I mean, she doesn't know anything different. She doesn't know what it's like to have a normal sandwich. She only knows sandwiches which have mold in it.
She told me I find stuff in the dumpster. It's like Christmas. Thought about it and I was like, man, it is kind of like Christmas.
No, it's not. It's like hell because see that thing you were touching? Please don't tell me they bought that for the baby or didn't buy it, they nicked it. Did they get that out of a dumpster? Who's putting that in a dumpster? I mean, don't put your child in it because your child is gonna get hepatitis. It's gonna get every single disease under this world.
Because you get all this free stuff.
And you get every single disease also known to mankind.
Well, most expectant parents can spend around $5,000 furnishing a new nursery.
I mean, yeah, kids are very expensive, so I actually feel bad for cheapskates who have to bring up kids. I also do feel bad for the kids. I think to bring up a kid, like, it could be up to like £100,000 for their whole life. I mean, you have to pay for them to eat, pay for school, activities, clothes. It's pretty expensive.
Angel and Orlando have collected the same pieces for free.
Yeah, but have they actually collected it or have they nicked it? I'm telling you right now, she's definitely jumped into someone's house and just robbed them. She's probably robbed them of their child as well.
We found a lot of different furniture that we're going to be using in the nursery, and it's actually a complete set that we've managed to get out of dumpsters.
So you got all of that out of the dumpster. I mean, that looks like a metal detector. You got like a little teddy, you got paint, which I'm assuming you're going to paint the walls with. And then you got this bed that says beep beep. That's what you're going to hear one day when CPS is outside your house.
Getting a crib from the dumpster is just like anything else I get from the dumpster. I'm going to clean it, I'm going to sanitize it, I'm going to make sure it's safe before I let my baby even set foot in it.
Well, you can't really say that when you're literally taking medication out of the dumpster. And of course, she's done research, so it doesn't matter. She sounds like one of them COVID people where it's like, I've actually done research, I've read articles which are literally biased and they prove what I was thinking, but like, they're not actually true. Genuinely, people like this should not have children. This is why I do support, you know, people not having kids, because there's so many kids in this world. There's like 8 billion people. Imagine being the baby inside of her. She literally fought like a war against all the other pieces of sperm, billions of them. And then she's brought into the world and her mother's cheapskate.
So, what color do you think I should use next?
I'm surprised they're even painting the walls. I mean, it looks like a nice yellow colour. It's not actually that bad. Like, why are you literally wasting the paint? It's not very cheapskate of you, is it?
You should have used the blue.
It's probably a good idea. It'll contrast well with the pink.
I mean, yet again, they don't need to paint the wall. Like, I'm literally being a bigger cheapskate than they. I feel like I'm definitely gonna be a cheapskate. Do you think I should do a video where, like, I try to be a cheapskate for a day?
We've been picking up paint samples also because we were thinking that that's something that you can get for free and that we could paint the room in different colors.
I mean, why? You don't need to. The room is literally painted. Like, you've got a lovely mustard colour. I bet you that's what her poo looks like.
But to paint the entire room, she'll need to collect 35 to 40 paint can samples, which she doesn't want to pay for.
Of course she doesn't want to pay for it. She's a cheapskate. It wouldn't surprise me if she like kidnapped someone, like held them in there at ransom. She literally holds them at knife point. She's like, you better paint this frickin' wall.
Orlando and I are going to the paint store to try to get as many free samples as we can in order to finish the nursery.
They had a car. That's very surprising. I would never expect them to have a car. Why you got a car? Like, you're literally wasting money on the MOT and like petrol. You've got 2 legs. Why don't you walk?
Me and Orlando have been doing this a long time, so we've already hit up a lot of places.
Her family's literally been doing it for 60 years. So they know the places to go. Do you reckon they like move around America and like literally torture people and ruin their lives? She's doing a world tour of America to try to be as cheap as possible.
Being pregnant kind of gives me a one-up on Orlando.
What size nursery are you painting?
I'd say it's a pretty standard size room.
I'm even surprised they've got a nursery in that house. Like, why don't you literally just bring the baby up in the living room? Yet again, you could save money. You could rent the room out to someone.
So you'll need a couple of gallons. We have some samples here.
Don't show her the samples. She's gonna punch you in the nuts, grab them, and run.
So, how much are your samples?
We have samples for $2.99.
$2.99.
So she needs how many samples? I think 30. So $2.99 for one, times 10 is £29, and then times that by like another 4, $100. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of expensive, but yet again, they don't need to paint the frickin' room.
I'd like to work with you on that. How about free 99?
Free 99?
How do you feel about that?
Wait, what? $2.99 to $3.99. So she's literally asking for $1 more. Maybe they're talking about $29. I don't know what she's on about. I've also just realized she looks like the rapper Ice Spice. I was thinking she looked a bit familiar.
If you're gonna buy a couple of gallons of paint, maybe we can work out something.
Okay.
I'm surprised she hasn't used the fact that she's pregnant as an excuse. Honestly, if I were her, I'd turn around and be like, look, I'm pregnant. I ain't got any money. Give me all the frickin' pain.
I wouldn't be buying any today.
Today. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Oh, I know what she's doing. She's gonna take a few home and then say, oh, I'm gonna buy some tomorrow, and then she's never gonna go.
It is kind of unusual for someone to haggle over a small sample of paint. But she was a very nice lady, and she was decorating a nursery, so thought I would help her out.
Yeah, well, you haven't helped her out. You've literally just fueled what she does. You fueled her lifestyle. Yeah, again, if I ran a business and someone like that walked in and they're like demanding free stuff, I'd just say no. I'm sorry, if you don't have the money, you ain't getting it.
I approached it like I approached every situation. I just, was nice and sweet, and I always think that you get more flies with sugar than you do with vinegar, so obviously it worked.
Well, it only worked because you literally are pregnant. What even surprised me is she faked her pregnancy to like get around and get stuff. So yeah, she literally went in there, begged for it, walked out with a big smug, and now she's gonna go and do it to another shop.
The first year of a baby's life can typically cost new parents upwards of $12,000. But for Cheapskate mom to be Angel Durr, spending this kind of money is simply out of the question.
Exactly, she's not spending money, she's actually gonna make money because she's probably in benefits and gets money from the government. So she's probably gonna get, like, I don't know how much do people get in benefits in America. Let's say 20,000, and then the baby costs 12,000. The baby ain't getting any money spent in it, so she's gonna make an extra 20,000, aka her salary.
So she's chosen dumpster diving as a way of getting the things she needs for free.
Oh god, he's proper getting in there. And apparently they had like a baby seat in a stroller. What type of dumpsters are they going to? Like, why are people throwing this stuff out? They could literally donate it to a charity shop.
The most important thing right now is for us to get a breast pump, but I'm not about to pay for it because it can cost $200.
Oh my god, a breast pump? I don't even know what that is. It sounds like something to pump the milk, and that makes me squeamish. Oh, I don't like that. Like, why would you get that out of a dumpster?
Spend $200 on a breast pump. If somebody else could build it, I could build it. Why not make it myself?
So they're gonna make their own one. I bet you they're probably gonna get like a Pepsi bottle that they found on the street and like use that to like somehow pump it. You could ask your mum and granny where they got it, if they're still alive.
Have you thought about like how you're gonna put it together and everything?
Yeah, I was thinking about using the air pump that we got.
Oh god, an air pump. I swear that's like used to like pump up tires. I mean, if you want to literally completely deflate our boobies, that's a good way to do it. It wouldn't surprise me if he drinks her like baby milk in exchange for actual milk. I mean, anything to save a bit of money.
I feel pretty comfortable being a guinea pig for Orlando's breast pump because I trust him and I know that he's not gonna do anything to hurt me.
He might not intentionally hurt you, but then he might. Like, he's using an air pump and a hose. I don't know what's going on in his little head, but apparently not a lot is going on.
If he hurts me, I'm gonna kill him.
I mean, at least you'll have a place to sleep. You know, you'll be in jail for the rest of your life. You've got meals every day, you got air, and you got a free bed. But you'll never see your child, and that's probably best for the child.
We're gonna go to the junkyard to get the stuff for the pump.
Okay.
So let's hit the road.
So they're going to a junkyard to get stuff for the pump. Imagine people are looking at them and thinking, oh, I wonder what they're in there looking for. Now, whenever I see someone stood beside a dumpster, I'm gonna think that it's literally someone trying to act like them. Should I do it? Maybe I should do a video where I go dumpster diving.
Angel's taken this a little bit further. She really doesn't have to, but I think she just has gotten to the point where she doesn't spend money on anything.
Lynetta, the reason is because of you and your mom. You brought her up in that lifestyle, so now she's doing it an even more extreme way. Why don't you buy her a breast pump? Why don't you just take the child and raise it as your own?
Well, junkyards, I mean, they're hit or miss. You might find some good stuff, you might not. So we're just hoping that we'll find what we need to finish the pump.
Exactly, they're gonna either find HIV, hepatitis, or bronchitis. Either way, they're gonna get a disease.
The guys here are pretty cool because anything under 20 or 30 pounds we can take for free.
I bet you they're like a regular. Do you ever go to like a coffee shop or like a park and like the people who work there hang around there kind of know who you are? You're like a regular and they know you. I bet you they're like regulars at that scrapyard.
What about this plastic thing down here?
This thing?
Yeah, put that in the bag.
That's literally used for like chemistry and like experiments. I bet you someone's probably peed in it and now she's gonna be using it to suck the baby milk out of her baby. Oh, look how tiny it is. I'm sorry, what? I was thinking that was ginormous. Look at that. You'd think that's maybe like the size of your hand, like quite big. But look, he's got it in his hand and like it's tiny. Like it's literally the size of like someone's like toe. I mean, either way, it looks like they found a breast pump. Oh, and there's the tube.
About this little one.
Yeah, that looks good.
I mean, to be fair, I do think this video is fake. Like, I am starting to get the vibes like the video was fake. At the beginning, I was thinking it was real, but I think this is a bit too much of a coincidence. Either way, if it's fake, let's just believe it's real.
When I saw those two, I gave myself a chuckle because I have no idea what they're going to end up doing with that stuff, but I wish them the best of luck.
I mean, honestly, you should take it off them because the child is going to end up in hospital with, like, Black Death.
Look like we got some pretty good stuff. I found some interesting pieces to build the breast pump. I think it's gonna work out pretty well.
No, it's not. It's just not. Like, your wife or girlfriend or whatever she is, her breast is gonna explode.
Now it's just up to Orlando to put it together.
Yeah, because he looks like he's doing a fantastic job putting that together. Why are they having a baby? Them having a baby is like the complete opposite of what they should do. They are extreme cheapskates. They don't want to spend money. Having a baby literally costs money. Also in America, like if you give birth to it, you have to like pay the hospitals for that. So she's literally gonna probably like give birth in the living room.
After cleaning and sterilizing all his materials and doing some extensive research on the internet, Orlando starts working on the breast pump.
Yeah, so his extensive research is him going to be reading one article, a tutorial on how to make a DIY breast pump. But I think the breast pump is going to make her boob explode.
Oh, I'm gonna use the air pump, basically a bicycle pump.
Did you see what he done to his face? Like, how is that going to be used to, like, suck up breast milk? I just can't believe that I'm watching this. Like, I've literally spent exactly half an hour watching this. I'm wasting my life.
I don't think I would want my daughter using it.
You don't think? I mean, you should know. I think you know exactly how you feel if this is even real.
I want this thing to work.
Yeah, well, that's just not gonna work though, is it? Like, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, this is literally like a little child making their own, like, experimental love bomb where they get, like, a few pumps of soap and a bit of water and, like, try to make, like, a syrup. You know, stuff that kids do.
It's free milk.
It wouldn't surprise me if he tried to put the milk in his frickin' cereal.
I think if anyone should use it, it should be him first.
Well, funny enough, he is a man, so I don't think he can, like, get breast milk. Maybe he's secretly a woman. I guess we'll never know.
Test it out on him before, you know, anything.
How about we test it out on you and your mum, because you're the reason this girl is like this.
In the nursery, Angel puts the finishing touches on the painting.
Oh god, that looks absolutely horrific. That looks crap. I'm sorry, but this does look like a child has like drawn it. I mean, if the baby lives more than 5 days, I'm sure it'll love the way its room looks.
There's no telling how she'll react. Just depends on how it feels.
Okay, so I think they're gonna do the breast pump now. We've seen the room. She is sat there like Jabba the Hutt. Jabba or Jabba, I don't know, but she sat there like a snake meal, and he sat there with the literal pump.
This is my Orlando 3000. Ready for action.
Wait, she hasn't given birth. Why are you like sucking out milk now? You're not like pre-stocking up milk, are you? Why don't you try? How about you see what it feels like to get stuff sucked out of your nipples?
If it hurts, I'll probably be sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, if you are sleeping, because she'll probably take your life and literally eat you for dinner. I mean, at least we know what she's gonna be eating for the next 2 months if it doesn't go to plan.
Wow. I can't believe you actually got it to work.
Oh god, so it actually like is gonna work. Oh god. Yet again, you guys have been watching this video for literally 33 minutes. It's late at night. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I torturing myself?
Angel and Orlando, they will always go to incredible extremes to save $1.
Yeah, but like these extremes are dangerous. Like, this is literally putting their unborn child's health at risk. If the child is even gonna survive, because she's literally taking medication taken out of a freaking dumpster.
I don't see Angel ever stopping. She's gonna be just like this, and you know, at 25, she's gonna be like this at 75.
You're literally to blame. Like, she is actually to blame. The reason the daughter's like that is because of her mom. I mean, thinking about it now, they actually put this room together and it looks kind of nice, doesn't it? It does look a bit tacky and a bit crap, and this is probably what you see if you ever take drugs, which I mean, the baby's probably going to come out with big pupils anyways. But either way, actually looks kind of good.
It doesn't really matter how much money I make. I'm always gonna feel like my money is something sacred and something that I'm gonna be choosy about what I spend it on.
So yeah, she's basically admitting that she doesn't care if she's bringing up a child. It's her money, and if she doesn't want to spend a child, she's not going to. I mean, who are you going to spend the money on? A ghost? Like, what are you doing? It's just adding up.
Even when me and Angel are 60, 70 years old, I feel like we're still gonna dumpster dive.
I mean, 67, I don't know if you'll be able to dive into a dumpster. I think if you try to jump into a dumpster, you're probably going to break your head.
We should get it tattooed on our back. Dumpster divers for life.
I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if you did, considering she's covered in tattoos, which she's probably done herself. Well, anyways, that's where I leave that video there. I feel bad for that child if that video's real. That is the pregnant extreme cheapskate, and that was the most extreme cheapskate we've ever seen. If you want to see me watch more videos like this, let me know. I definitely will. If you're new, press the big red subscribe button, and yes, I'll see you all in my next video.